Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Galley La Podcast. I'm your host, Geboss, and is with me, as always, is Akainu Fanboy.
Yo, yo, yo.
And today we're going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Chapters 237 through 248. And please no spoilers about anything beyond these chapters. And if you like our content, remember to like and subscribe, and let us know what you thought of these chapters. Because we're picking up right after Gojo died. And yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and then we get of course the very powerful Kashimo joining the fray, fighting Sukuna one-on-one. And yeah, what did you think of this exchange here between them?
So initially he looked kind of impressive out of the gate, and then as the fight drawn on a little bit, you just basically see he's not at that tier level. I mean, like okay, he's impressive, and things like that too, but I don't mean, it was just a couple clashes.
Mm-hmm.
He activates his ult, and then you see that flashback of him as an elderly man, and then that's about it.
I mean, I think that flashback, quote unquote, was just kind of his dying thing, like Gojo had last time.
True,
his dying thoughts.
Yeah.
But for as much as like Kashimo's whole fight with Hikari was really impressive, like how he used his abilities and everything. This just kind of was like, yeah, so I'm coming in, I get to show my ultimate technique, and then I get one shot, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like it was kind of wasted potential. Because he didn't even really use, because he specifically said, I can only use my ultimate technique once, and then I die. And then
he
doesn't even try to bait out Sukuna into using different techniques or anything. He just straight sends it. And I don't know, I liked Kashimo's potential, but I feel like Gege dropped the ball with his character.
Yeah, I think I would agree with your sentiments there for sure. I thought it was a cool design and everything. He got a little surprised. You're like, oh, whoa, something might happen. But I mean, even a weakened Sukuna still made short work of him, which is just kind of insane,
Yeah, and we do kind of see what Gojo was kind of talking about, Sukuna not going all out, because we see that he has his full transformation here that he was holding back with his forearms and extra mouth and everything. Which, it matches his initial design that was showed off in the first chapters of the manga. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would say he took some damage from Gojo, though, through his brain with the reverse curse technique and everything, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he is weakened, but there is you're right, a final form.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, we get to see his lightning curse tool, which kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, we saw that Yorozu made it for him, but it's just kind of it's here. It doesn't really fit him, I don't feel. But yeah, and then we get the little cliffhanger here with Yuji and Higuruma coming to fight him, which I think is a really cool double page panel of them.
Yeah, I mean, Higuruma was way more impressive.
Oh yeah,
than Kashimo.
Dude, I mean, you want to talk about impressive? We're talking about Takaba next, which is we can't be that subjective about comedy, but after that clash with Kashimo, we cut over to Kenjaku, who's cleaning up the rest of the culling game players so that he can end it and start the merger. But
Or Hazanoki.
I know. I felt kind of bad with him because he was just kind of waiting to see if anyone was going to come help him. And then they're like, oh no. Kenjaku's like, no, it's just the two of us. And then he sends all the cursed spirits after him.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, he did get the sun back up.
Yeah, with Takaba. But yeah, I feel that this this section here can be kind of controversial with how Kenjaku gets taken out here. How do you feel about it?
Anticlimactic, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes sense in a way, though, that Takaba would be the one to lower his guard. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a random ass troll character that no one, I think even Sukuna would be like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, like, right? And I think, like, that element of surprise is so powerful. Like, Kenjaku has all this knowledge and power and knows about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he is so... Takaba's just so out of left field where, of course, it's just going to make you kind of be caught off guard. But, I mean, at the same time, though, you could say, was that good writing? Because you could say, like, Foxy spawns on the map, distracts Akainu, and then he gets his head chopped off by, I don't know, like, let's just say kid, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like this is what would happen if you pitted, like, Buggy against Blackbeard or something like that. But, I mean, I thought it was kind of cool, because we did get to see kind of foreshadowing with this, with Takaba's earlier appearance, where nothing hurts him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kenjaku tries to summon that one spirit, and he just gets run over by a truck. Like, it's just random comedy. But yeah, I do like this section, but I don't know about the ultimate conclusion. Like, there's no maybe because at the end of it, Kenjaku lowers his guard and Yuta comes in and blitzes him and decapitates him. Maybe if, like, he like, I don't know, maybe if he came in and wounded him and then they had he had trouble recovering from the wound or something. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of wish, like, an ongoing fight broke out. I mean, like, okay, so, I mean, in some sense, you could say this has been done before, right? Because Yuta already fought Geto's body, right? And I think, what's the cinematic value, in a way, of, like, doing this twice, you know, back to back? Like, yeah, Kenjaku's stronger with everything, but are we going to really see anything much different? I kind of imagined, I mean, look, anybody can come back. No one's ever really gone, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I kind of imagined, like, him bringing Mahito back, you know? At some point, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. So this was just kind of like I'm a Yuta stan, don't get me wrong, and him coming in was just, like, incredible.
Yeah.
But so yeah, there's something poetic how Yuta's the one that takes him out, because one, he's going to be emotional he wants to get revenge for his master, right? But also he's finishing what Gojo wasn't able to do, by destroying the body completely, you know?
Yeah, and I think even back in the I think it's Sendai colony, where Yuta's fighting everyone, like, he even said, like, I'm not going to let Gojo kill his friend again. I'm going to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
So
great point.
Yeah, that fulfills the character thing there.
And talk about wouldn't kill anyone, right? So this was like a distraction. And so remember when we were kind of talking about, like, I kind of felt a little underwhelmed in terms of the emotion of Gojo's death and everything, but I would say I feel the emotion more in this chapter. I think just, like, the monstrosity of or, like, kind of the killer instinct of Yuta I kind of get more of that sense a little bit coming out here,
Mm-hmm.
But like that's it really. Like I still kind of hold that critique more, but yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you could say like kind of the tension and that emotion after Gojo's death's like gone, because of the there's been so many chapters in between him dying in this, where especially the comedy hour thing, but.
Yeah.
It wasn't kind of like Gojo dies and then immediately Yuta spawns next to him and shakes his head off,
Yeah.
kind of thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that must be like kind of whiplash going from like the sad death of Gojo to all this comedy stuff with Takaba.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of thought it was like not super fitting, because I kind of think it would be like Ace dies and then Buggy did a comedy hour for like, I don't know, what was this, like 5 chapters, I think?
Yeah.
He did like 5 chapters of the Kainu, and then Whitebeard comes and takes off Akainu's head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I can understand why people would be frustrated with this, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I expected a lot more from Kenjaku, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we did get to see him have a good fight with Choso and Yuki and everything, but I mean, we didn't even really get to see what his domain expansion could do, because it got kind of interrupted by Tengen. So yeah, I do feel,
or like why he wanted to do his plan to begin with.
I think it's just to see what happens. Like when he was talking with Hazunoki about it, he's like, "Oh, I just kind of want to see what happens." With this, because I've seen basically everything else, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird, because I saw him as sometimes a bigger bad guy than Sukuna, and sometimes just with all the plotting and being alive for so long and everything, and him like contributing to the birth of Yuji and all this stuff, like it's like whoa, right? And then you don't really even feel like you get closure on the Yuji lineage and his involvement with it as much, I mean, like, even Kusakabe is like, oh, well, he was the one that had the plan to destroy the world, right?
Yeah.
And then Sukuna, so there is kind of this tacit acknowledgement, like, these are, like, the plotters. I mean, he could come back, like, Yuta could have, like, finished everything, but but I would hate that if he did come back, because how much I hate fake deaths, and everything. And also it undercuts the whole reason. It's like, Yuta's like, I didn't finish him off completely the first time, and then he does it a second time, not completely entirely finishing him off again after he just saw his sensei get killed. I think that's a lesson you would learn from.
Yeah. But I just wanted to bring up, because we do get to see like these flashbacks with kind of what happened in the month before with them planning, and I don't know how to feel about these, because it's kind of like retroactively justifying things, it's like, oh, I write it first and then I kind of explain through long exposition what's going on. I feel like
I don't think the explanation was needed either, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like re-explaining Higuruma's technique and everything. Although
Yuta's plan.
Yeah, although we do get to see more of Kusakabe, which is I think he's pretty funny.
He's actually one of my faves, to be perfectly frank. I love him as a character. I mean, and one thing I will say for these scenes, like, it's cool to see his character development of like literally wanting to get out of Shibuya, and now he's like saying, "Oh, you'd have to be crazy and not care about your life if you want to do this," and then he ends up doing it, and then so he's not only fighting, but he's like actively planning everything out too, and all this stuff. So
yeah,
pretty impressive just to see his character grow.
Yeah, and we do get to see him in action a little bit later on, but I mean, in these flashbacks, we do kind of see kind of the team that we're working with, and like Kamo's not even Norotoshi's just like, yeah, I'm not cut out for this. I'm leaving. Because I know you're a fan of his character. What did you think about that?
I don't think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the very honor-bound, traditional, super conservative guy that I think he would try to kill this guy. You know?
Yeah. I mean, he is putting his family first.
I guess, which is traditional conservative in some sense, but I kind of feel like he's like the best way to do it is at least try to kill this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just kind of ignoring the problem.
Yeah, which I don't. Like, he tried to kill Sukuna / Itadori once already. You know? I mean. And actually, one thing I do want to throw in, I kind of feel like the Kenjaku Kamo clan plotline kind of got dropped now.
Yeah.
Because remember, they're talking about that tension. He has control of everybody in the clan. It's like, well, that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that plotline kind of just died off.
Yeah, all the higher-ups are dead.
Yeah. Well, are those the same higher-ups? Like, the people in charge of his clan are the same higher-ups?
Yeah.
Like, Gojo killed?
Yeah.
Okay, so those would be the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, you know, I just kind of find it interesting how they just didn't really... I guess that's how they resolved the plot. Mm-hmm. That plot line. There was, like, nothing more
just
consequential that came from... Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. That was kind of a weird plot line they just dropped, I guess. You know, I know it's not like a Kingdom... manga political thriller kind of thing, but it kind of felt like he was going in that direction, and not really. So yeah. But Hikari's cool.
Oh yeah, his brief little fight with Uraume.
Mm.
Yeah, and it also kind of shows how like strong Uraume is, like throwing the ice spears and freezing everyone. Like, I really think that only Hikari can go up against him at this point. Like, with the characters that we have.
Yeah. Even Itadori, you would say that?
Yeah, just based on the whole reverse curse technique healing at that speed. Yeah. But yeah. So you want to get talking about the other goat of this... these series of chapters, Higuruma?
Yeah, just one last point I'd say. Like, I do like the contrast between Hikari and Yuta as characters, too. Like, gifted pupils with radically different personalities that complement each other well. I honestly wish I could see these three interact a lot more, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. Yeah, because I feel like ever since like we had that 1 month time skip in the story, it's just kind of been action, and then we get like character interactions all in flashback, basically.
Yeah. Which is too bad, but I mean, like, in a way, I feel like some of the most characterization we got is from Higuruma. So, like, he just a side character that's blossomed to like a really pivotal character, and just to see his growth's been terrific. I like the combat, and like I said, some of the exposition was a little too long for my liking, but to see it side by side with Itadori, Chozo, Kusakabe, and I thought it was just like really cool. And then Sukuna being like, damn, this guy's gifted.
Yeah,
like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like they pointed out, like he's only been a sorcerer for like 2 months, and he's already like done domain expansion, domain amplification, reverse curse technique. Like he was on, like they said, like he has skills like almost on par with Gojo.
Does Gojo have an agenda against Itadori? Because it kind of feels like everybody is like blossoming to be pupils except the main character.
Yeah, I mean, Itadori has like his like Piccolo arms. That's not really explained. But
yeah, but I mean, like,
yeah,
it feels like everybody's compared to Gojo except in the MC.
Yeah, maybe maybe Gege's trying to like say like all these people are like Gojo in terms of like strength and talent, but Yuji's doing his own thing. that he's his own character. Like, he shouldn't have to be compared to Gojo, you know?
Well, I'm just talking about power levels.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
Like...
I mean...
I do want to get sorry, yeah.
Well, he does get to learn reverse curse technique. We see that. In the month that he's had, so...
Oh, yeah, that's good. It's just kind of funny, like... You know what? You know who's like Gojo? Is it Itadori? No, Higuruma.
Yeah.
That guy's like Gojo.
Yeah.
And, but I really want to give a quick shout out to Ina. Not instantly dying, and it was just like... It was nice to see him like not get wrecked after the Toji thing. And I do like his character too. And it was great to see that he had Nanami's sword and everything as well. I thought that was like a great callback.
Yeah, he has his sword, and the I guess because the sword was used so much that the curse technique is imbued into it, which is pretty cool to, because he was like Nanami's pupil and everything.
Yeah.
So
and when I like that a lot. That was great.
Yeah. But I just wanted to bring it back really quick right before that, because we get the third trial with Higuruma, because their whole plan was to confiscate Sukuna's ability with his guilty verdict. But, of course, nothing can go right. And they confiscated the cursed tool instead, which...
Yeah.
I don't know. The curse tool literally showed up to fight against Kashimo. Like, it's like, oh, they have like the same electricity based stuff. And then it gets confiscated immediately. It didn't, like, Yorozu's death didn't really amount to much. It's basically a sacrifice to keep Sukuna in the fight longer, That's just kind of what and Higuruma didn't know about this beforehand with his domain, that cursed tools get confiscated instead of techniques. It's just, I don't know. It just kind of felt kind of out of nowhere. Like, oh, I know Higuruma has this really powerful ability, but I'm going to circumvent it with this loophole.
Yeah. I mean, like, at least it was kind of set up, at least. And everything, and I mean, it's a good way to illustrate his battle readiness too. But I think like the following parts with Higuruma were really sweet though. Just like I like the fascination from Sukuna.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's pretty interesting.
Which
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, which is kind of highlighted in these chapters, kind of like the whole strength leading to isolation type thing. And basically Sukuna was like, in the past I wasn't I just kind of killed people without really knowing them, but through Itadori I get to know these people and how much they've grown, which kind of formed some sort of connection there, which I thought was interesting. But he's like, this skipping ahead a little bit, but he's ultimately like, oh, I'm just gonna kill you all anyway.
So minor character development for Sukuna. He will become a Nakama.
Yeah. No, this isn't power of friendship. Well, it actually kind of is power of friendship level stuff. But yeah, I really liked Higuruma's little talk with Yuji. Like kind of like saying like Yuji's kind of inspiring him to go forward, because after his initial discussion back earlier, they were kind of like, Higuruma was basically going to turn himself in, but now I think he was kind of looking forward to a new path, which I think ultimately is cut short. Because I don't know, he almost prevails with stabbing the executioner's sword into Sukuna's hand, but Sukuna cut it off at the last second. And yeah, what'd you think about that? Do you think that Higuruma's out for the count, or?
I gotta wait on that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, because Yuji kind of tries to use the Executioner sword, like it's passed off to him, but it dissipates.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and then just minor things. We get Mei doing nothing, or Mei doing nothing, and we get the confirmation that Wee like his technique is teleportation. So it looks like they're like retrieving the injured. Like we see Higuruma getting picked up by Kirara and Wee, and Sukuna saying that they transported Gojo's body as well. So, so maybe copium for Gojo returning.
Oh, guy would be so angry. I'd be so angry if that happened.
But yeah, and then we get the fact that Fushiguro, the rule was added to the Calling Games that Fushiguro can activate the merger with Tengen, and Sukuna kind of absorbs that ability. So, I mean, I don't know. Kusakabe kind of thinks that he's not the one to it's not in his personality to do that. What do you think?
Well, he did, and then he kind of like immediately. It's kind of like a guy who thinks, "Oh, maybe things aren't as bad." Oh no,
yeah,
worse than you think. Oh, he's like, you know. So,
yeah, and then
I think there's like some minor character development for Sukuna throughout since he's taken over Mega Beast's body and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But then we get the cliffhanger that we're leaving at, which is Yuta pulling back up. He's like, "Okay, I killed one of the main bad guys.
One antagonist.
I'm gonna kill the other one."
I nagged this one, just like,
yeah. Man. But yeah, and then
the Rika intro is sick. That was awesome.
Yeah, the King of Curses versus the Queen of Curses.
Yeah, he says that the Queen is here.
Yeah, but yeah.
Gosh, what's up with Gege and Yuta, bro?
Yeah. Again, I do think that Gege does like Itadori, but he does like to give his shine to his original main character.
Yeah. It's definitely more than Hikari too. You know, like I'm not saying this as a stand. I'm just saying objectively, he just opted. He opted out Ghetto, Kenjaku, and then he has a dope ass entrance against Sukuna.
Yeah. But yeah, so Yuta's rolled up. So now we have Yuta, Itadori, Choso, Ino, and Kusakabe in the field right now fighting. And I don't know, do you think that even with everyone here it's going to be enough? Or do you think Yuta's just enough?
I'm just going to say no because I know the series is still going, and this chapter was released in 2023? February 4th, 2024. So
yeah,
I can assume they haven't offed him up in the past couple months. So no, I gotta say this is in fact. I mean, I'd laugh my ass off if he took out Sugita.
Yeah,
and Itadori's like, "Oh, good job."
Yeah,
the series.
You don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, I think it started. These series of chapters started kind of weak with Kashimo, but eventually ramped up with with Takaba and Higuruma, and then Yuta.
Yeah, and like get some good Hikari moments too. I want to remember.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting because he's kind of on the periphery, finding his own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the author is like illustrating like if Hikari's fighting off kind of the henchman. Who is powerful. I don't want to say he isn't powerful.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, Urume like froze everyone at the end of Shinjuku, so it's best to keep him occupied.
Totally. But like Yuta, when Yuta pulls up, it's like, okay, where's the most powerful guy? Okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and then Suguna's like, I'm hyped that you're here, basically. You know, like it's just like, yeah. So it is just the portrayal thing, you know, which I find fascinating and everything like that. And I mean, if you were to tell me like way back when, like when I started, like who do you think would be like the main people fighting? I'd be like, oh, it'd be like Megami, Itadori, and Obra.
Yeah.
Fighting Sukuna. No.
Still have hope for Nobara to show him back up. They said it wasn't a 0% chance.
Itadori's gotten in some hits, but that's it. I mean, Kashimo's gotten in more hits at this point, so.
Yeah. I mean, Yuji's kind of healing. He's tanking, so he's doing something.
Yeah. I'm not talking down. I want him to do well. I like Yuji a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not anti-Yuji. I want him to do well.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. Like, just, but, yeah, I did like these. I think these chapters are really good. I will say, though, that the more I kind of we're talking about it, the more I think about it, I think the Kenjaku stuff was pretty, not good. The more I kind of think about it. So,
anticlimactic. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, for me, in my imagination, I saw him as a bigger villain than Sukuna.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of what he's done throughout history and the story and everything.
Yeah, I think he accomplished more than Sukuna, just in terms of like achieving his goals. You know.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Yeah. So
anything else?
That's it. I don't want Kenjaku or Gojo to come back. I hope they're dead. Even if I have issues with both of their deaths. Those are my final thoughts, and I'm looking forward to the next section of chapters with Yuta and everything.
Okay. Once again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and let us know what you thought of these chapters. If you thought that Kenjaku's death was anticlimactic, and if Kashimo really was a fraud. And we will see you guys in our next discussion, whatever that may be. See ya.
Peace.